Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's Jen on Acre by the Creek. Today I am out here in this 98-degree weather, 1,000,000% humidity, trying to get some garden chores done that I have been putting off for several days now. I just finished pruning up and staking some of my zucchini plants. That was this week's 2-Minute Tuesday. If you missed it, I'll link it up in the iCards above. This is one of those videos that might be a little bit more boring, but this is the reality of gardening. These are the chores that you have to go through and the things that you have to do to keep your garden thriving. So I figured I would bring you guys along for the ride, just so you can see all the things that I have to do to maintain this garden. If this is your first time on my channel, I thank you for being here. Here on Acre by the Creek, I'm always uploading gardening and gardening tip videos, as well as the occasional home improvement project. So let's just get right into it. It's really hot today, but I just need to get this work done because this garden is starting to be like one of those gardens gone wild. I've only done 2 plants and I realize I'm gonna really need the wheelbarrow down here. Woo. There's just, I have been slacking. It's been hot. It's like, real feel today is like 98 degrees. It's so freaking hot. And I'm beginning to realize it's not gonna get better. It's July in Pennsylvania. It's not gonna cool down. So I need to suck it up and just get these garden chores done. So it's gonna be a hot one, guys. Now, in case you're seeing these kind of shriveled up little pieces of squash on your plants, I think it can be a little bit alarming if you're a new gardener to see something like this. I just wanted to let you guys know it's totally normal. Basically, if you get these ones that shrivel up and kind of dampen off and die, they just didn't get pollinated. So something about your zucchini plants is they have male and female flowers. So you have to take pollen from the male flower and introduce it to the female flower. And if that doesn't happen, or if the introduction isn't adequate enough, your little mini zucchini female flower will just die off. So if you're new and this is the first time you're seeing that in your garden and you're thinking something's wrong, that all your zucchini are dying, they're not. They just have not been pollinated. One way that you can fix this is by pollinating by hand. So you can take a paintbrush or your finger and just take the, oh my gosh, I just saw my first spotted lanternfly in our garden. We have not had these yet. That really freaking sucks. Let me see if I can get it off. It got away. That really stinks. We haven't had any of those yet, and I've been really happy that we have not. The spotted lanternfly is a newer invasive species that has come to the US. I've been talking a lot on this week on my Instagram about the pests and pest issues that you can have in your garden, and it can be so overwhelming. Like, even as not a new gardener, I still find it so discouraging and so frustrating and so annoying when I see these pests literally ruining my plants. I've had Japanese beetles just like annihilating my strawberry plants. Like, they are going nuts. I set traps. I've also been picking them off by hand. We don't spray or anything here, so it's been really frustrating. And now seeing a spotted lanternfly kind of just put a damper on my day. That really sucks. So now I'll be keeping my eyes out for those ones too. But anyways, back to the chores. Oh yeah, you just want to hand pollinate your zucchini. So you can just take that pollen from one flower to the other, and then you will be able to get your zucchinis that way. Eventually your plant will sync up and it'll start sending the female and male flowers closer together. But when the plant first comes up, for some reason they just seem to be all out of whack and like they're not opening together. Okay, I've got this little vine here that's gotten lost, so I'm just gonna retrain this into the cattle panel so it stops sprawling on the ground. Just gotta do this really gently so you don't break these tops off. They break so easy. Now I'm onto some tomato pruning, and I just wanted to show you, this is an example of a sucker that I let get a little bit too big, that at this point now I'm just gonna leave it on the plant. So if we come down, you can see this was the lead stem, this would have been the sun leaf, and this was the sucker. You can see it's this guy right here, and it's just gotten really big at this point, so I'm just gonna leave it on. Now, because I know tomatoes are resilient plants, you probably could take that sucker off and the plant would be just fine, but at this point I'm just gonna choose to leave it on, and that's honestly up to you. Whatever you decide to do is what's best for you. Hi, baby girl. What you doing? So next on the garden to-do list is I gotta get my tomatoes staked up. The indeterminate ones aren't doing too bad, but the Romas look crazy, like they've completely fallen over. They all have these little like 3-foot stakes in them, but the plants are obviously getting really big. So I did pick up larger stakes today, and I'm gonna switch them all out, and then I'm gonna take the little guys and I'm gonna stake up my peppers with those ones. Perfect. When you tie your tomatoes up, you want to make sure that you're not doing it like too tight. You want to give the plant a little bit of room to move. That's actually how your flowers get pollinated, with the wind. Also, if you end up tying it too tight, you can kind of like dig a notch into your plant. So just a nice loose tie, enough to hold it up, but not too much that you're going to be digging into it. Now the Romas are the ones that have just really gone crazy. They've completely fallen over into the peppers. So this was the main reason that I wanted to do this. You can't even really see these stakes anymore, but you can see just how heavy these plants have gotten. So these ones are gonna need a lot of work. All right, things are looking much better. You can see the aisle here between the peppers and the tomatoes again. Super, super happy about that. And then my indeterminants love this extra support here too. So my 2 tomato alleys are looking much better. Now I'm just gonna tie off a couple of these pepper plants, and then we can get to the second summer planting, which I'm really excited about. Oh, you guys know that like tarry tomato feeling? It's just, there's nothing like it. All right guys, the garden is looking beautiful and tame. We have all of our walkways cleared again, which makes me super happy. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and do my second summer planting. So first I have a couple of peppers. You guys saw me pick these up for my sisters in my make your own free plants video, and I'm gonna go ahead and put those in right in front of my pepper row because I have a little bit of space to put them in there. Now my sister told me what kind of plants these were, what kind of pepper varieties they were, and I honestly don't remember. I think one was cayenne, but it doesn't really matter. I'll know what kind of peppers they are when they come up. Just gonna throw in a little bit of this Dr. Earth organic fertilizer. It's a 463, perfect for the vegetable garden.
Hey.
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 Yeah.
Hey.
Now these plants are looking a little bit sad. It was, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's like high 90s today, really, really hot. So they'll get a drink of water right now when I water them in, and they'll perk back up and look good in a couple of hours. So nothing to worry about if you see your leaves drooping a little bit after a really hot day. All right guys, next we're gonna do a container bean, and then we're also gonna do a butternut squash in the cabbage patch. And I just wanted to share really quick with you, I did put it on my Instagram, but for those of you who aren't tuned in over there, I made this seed organization binder. So all of my seeds are in here, and it was just a really great way for me to have all of my seeds in one place. So you will be seeing this in my videos, and this is just where I'm keeping all of my seeds at. So why don't we head over to the cabbage patch and we can rip out that bolted broccoli, and then we're gonna put in the butternut squash seeds. Okay, just kidding. I'm not gonna rip the broccoli out. It's actually putting out seeds right now. It has the little seed pods on it. So I'm gonna leave those go just so I can harvest the seeds in a couple more weeks here. And then also the seeds, you know, it'll take a few days for them to germinate and then for the plants to become established. So I can rip those out after the broccoli is gone. So we're gonna go with that plan. You can see I'm gonna be able to harvest these seeds soon. So I'm gonna leave these here for a little bit longer. I'll probably just sow my squash seeds like right here, and then I'll come back when it's time and I will rip all of this bolted broccoli out. But like I said, for now, I'm just gonna leave them in. Okay, so I'm just going to find, I have butternut squash, that's what I wanna put in here. So it's the Waltham butternut squash. So I'm just gonna plant 2 seeds. I only want really 1 plant, so if both of them come up, I'll thin the other one out. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that kind of in the middle here, and it's gonna be a sprawler. I'm not gonna trellis it up or anything, so I'm just gonna kind of push it back a little bit so it doesn't come into the lawn too much. And I'm just planting these about an inch into the soil, and I'm gonna throw in some of my fertilizer. Sorry about the background noise in the last couple of clips. I asked my husband to wait until I was done, but of course he doesn't listen. But for my last summer planting, I'm gonna do a few beans, and I'm gonna do them in this container. So first thing, I'm just gonna drill a few holes into the bottom of this container for drainage. All right, the container is set up with some drainage, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in some potting soil. And for this container, we're gonna be doing some fava beans. This one is also from MI Gardener. Now, I've never grown this before, so I'm just gonna put 2 seeds in here. I'm not sure how big they're gonna get, and I don't want for it to be insane because obviously this is just a pretty small container. So I'm just gonna keep it modest and just do 2 seeds. Check these seeds out. Super big. So I'm really excited about this. Believe me, for this second summer planting, I really want to plant more stuff, but the garden already is pretty crowded, and I'm trying to save space out in the cabbage patch for when we do our fall gardening. So I just have to hold on. We'll be having a whole nother wave coming in soon. I did forget to mention, I did plant in, I think it's 3 yellow zucchini plants. My sister had those, and she brought those over a few weeks ago, and that was not in my original veggie garden video. So I just wanted to update you and let you know that's already growing there. So all in all, the summer garden is growing wonderfully. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, just doing some garden chores and doing the second summer planting. If you have more room, definitely go ahead and plant some more, but I'm kind of running out. If you didn't yet, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. I'll be back on Tuesday with another 2-minute gardening tip and a video every Friday. If you would, also give this video a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.